Very good. Okay, once again, seated position on your mat, facing me, cross-legged or um, kneeling. And then just kind of get yourself settled. Feel your sit bones, so the bones, the bony part of your butt. Feel the sit bones just grounding down on the mat. Put your hands on your knees, palms up or palms down. And then, as always, I always like to start by reminding you to activate your spine and keep the integrity of your spine. So I'm going to stay where you are. I'm going to go side view. If you've take so for those who've taken my classes before, sorry, my mat was dirty. Um, you know what to do. So I want you to engage your lower abdomen. So draw your abdominal muscles closer to your spine. Draw your belly button to your spine. When you engage your lower abdomen, you'll feel your tailbone, the bone at the bottom of your spine here. You'll feel it pointing down. So draw your tailbone down so it's melting towards the ground. Engage your lower abdomen. Draw your shoulders back and down away from the ears. This opens up your chest. And then draw your chin back just slightly, half a centimeter or a centimeter. When you draw your chin back, you'll feel the back of your neck getting long. If you feel your ribs sticking out, just knit them together. Use your abdominal muscles to draw your ribs in while keeping your chest open. So stay where you are, and then now close your eyes and just focus on your breath. Don't try to control it, but just notice your inhales and your exhales. And while you're breathing with your eyes closed, I'm just going to read to you the verse that we're going to be focusing on today. So this is Jeremiah 17:7-8. But blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. They will be a tree planted by the water that sends out its roots by the stream. It does not fear when heat comes. Its leaves are always green. It has no worries in a year of drought and never fails to bear fruit. So I'll give you a bit of a context about this verse. Just keep on breathing. So this was written by the prophet Jeremiah. It's in the Old Testament. And it's when the Israelites were looking to other gods and looking to other people for their security and for their safety. So they were turning away from the Lord. And this verse is a reminder by God to his people, reminding them who to trust, who to place your confidence in. So I'll read it again. Jeremiah 17, verses 7-8. But blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. They will be a tree planted by the water that sends out its roots by the stream. It does not fear when heat comes. Its leaves are always green. It has no worries in a year of drought and never fails to bear fruit. So today we're going to work towards three posts related to this verse. And while we're going through this yoga practice, I want you to reflect and think about, who am I placing my trust on? Are my roots deep or shallow? Am I on solid and fertile soil? So just open your eyes and stay in seated position, and let's just kind of gently warm up our neck. So just draw your chin down and up like you're nodding yes, very slowly, just a few times. And then shake your head no. So you draw your chin from one shoulder to the other, very slowly, just left and right, continuing to breathe. And then draw your ear to the right and then to the left, just from one side and the other. Okay. And then I want you to just touch your elbows. I touch your hands touch your shoulders like this, and just kind of roll your shoulder forward, drawing circles with your elbows, and then alternate going back again just to warm up your shoulders. Okay. I just realized that I'm probably going to be saying right, and you'll see me on the screen flipped over, so don't be too confused. Just make sure to work both sides when we're doing the practice. All right, so now I want you to reach your arms up, interlace your fingers, and flip your palms up. So stay where you are. So this is how it looks like. Yeah, all right. Now, there's a tendency when you have your arms up to lift your shoulders up towards your ears. I want you to engage your back muscles to draw your shoulders down to leave space for your neck. Now, on the next inhale, just inhale, fill your chest here. Exhale, just slightly lean over to the right side. Okay, stay there and just breathe. Don't lean over too much because that's going to be very challenging for you. What you're doing is you're opening your left side and strengthening it at the same time. Breathe here. Next inhale, go back up to neutral. Exhale to your left. Once again, feel the right side opening. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Don't forget to breathe. And then inhale back up. Exhale, I want you to twist your torso to the right and extend your arms out like in a T. Look over your right shoulder. Keep the core engaged. Keep on breathing. We're just warming up our spine. Inhale back to neutral. Exhale, twist to the other side. Core engaged, chest open, shoulders drawing down away from the ears, looking over your left shoulder. Next, inhale back to neutral and just put your arms down. All right, now I want you to put the soles of your feet together and then just hold your feet with your clasped hands. Remember, to maintain the integrity of the spine, chest is drawing forward. And just warm up your inner thighs by flapping your legs like the wings of a butterfly. Good job. Engage the core, don't be hunching. When I say engage the core, I mean engage the muscles of the lower abdomen. Draw your belly button in. Okay, so you're just warming up, opening up the inner thighs, which we need to do because we're going to go into tree pose. All right, you can slow down the flapping of your wings, draw your knees together, and just get on your hands and feet in the mat. Many of us have this as our favorite pose. We're going to do cat-cow. So I want your knees to be underneath your hips, your hands to be under your shoulders. Fingertips are spread apart. And feel like you're pushing the mat away with your hands. All right. So on your next inhale, draw the belly down, chest pushes forward, chin lifts. You're in cow pose. Exhale, turn the tailbone in, belly button towards the spine, chin to chest, cow. Inhale, belly drops, chest moves forward, chin moves forward, look up. Exhale, back curls, belly button to spine, chin to chest. And do 2 more of this cat and cow at your own breath. So inhale, drop into cow, and then exhale, curl up into cat. Keep on doing it at your own pace. Follow your breath. Inhale, cow. Exhale, curl into cat. All right. Finish your last round and then go back to neutral. So this neutral is called tabletop position. So your back is neutral, core is engaged. We're going to do a little balancing from here. And this is actually to warm up the legs and warm up the core. So on your next inhale, I want you to extend your right hand forward and then extend your left leg straight out to the back. Engage the core to keep your balance and focus on a spot a few inches in front of you on the mat. So keep the neck long. Don't look up, just keep on looking down. Focus on the mat a few inches in front of your hand. Draw your belly button to the spine to keep your balance. On the next exhale, hand down, knee down. On the next inhale, left arm goes up, right leg goes up, straight back. Engage the core. Keep your eye focused on one point. Back is long. Try to make your right point towards the floor so your hip is not opening. So ankle is flexed, toes pointing down. And just breathe here. Good job. Everyone's so steady. Exhale, hand down, knee down. Well done. So what you just did is you just kind of warmed up the middle part of your body, which is super crucial for balancing. Good job, Marcus. Next, we're going to do down dog. So I want you to tuck your toes in so your heels are higher. Make sure that your hands are underneath your shoulders. Your arms are strong. Feel like you're pushing the mat away with your hands. So you're pressing down. Your fingertips are spread apart. Stay where you are, but just make sure your fingertips are spread apart. And the tips of your fingers, the base of your fingers and the heel of your hand are pressing on the floor. On the next exhale, draw your navel to your spine and just lift the knees up gently. Someone's unmuted. I'll mute you there. Okay. So your body is an inverted V. Just remember, again, the spine. So tailbone is melting down, pointing to the back of the room. Core is engaged. Shoulders are away from the ears. Back of the neck is long. You can keep the knee bent like this. But if you want to enhance the stretch in the backs of the legs, you can try to draw your heels down towards the mat, straightening your legs. And feel the stretch on the backs of the thighs. If you want, you can pedal your feet. So right heel up and then left heel up, just to kind of warm up the legs. And then just slowly, just walk your feet up. Keep your knees bent until your feet are closer to your hands, knees bent. And then on the next inhale, engage the core and just slowly roll up vertebra by vertebra. So middle back, upper back, and then neck is straight until you're standing. All right, so have a breath here. So face me. Adjust the phone or the laptop if you want. And then I want you to extend your arms out, palms down. And then step your feet wide. Ideally, your feet are kind of underneath your hands, so they're about the same distance. I want you to turn your left foot out so that Toes of the left foot are pointing to the short edge of the mat. The right foot is pointing towards me. So the back edge of the right foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. The heel of the left foot, just stay where you are, heel of the left foot is in line with the arch of the right foot. Arms out. If your arms get tired, you can always put them on your waist. All right. From here, I want you to just bend the left knee so your left leg is in right angles. Keep the back leg straight. Shoulders above the hips, arms reaching out energetically. Left knee above the left ankle. Breathe here. You're in Warrior 2. In Warrior 2, you'll feel the opening on the left inner thigh and the strengthening of the right leg. And breathe. On the next inhale, flip your left palm up, facing the sky, and reach up and over. Right hand rests lightly on the right leg. You're in Reverse Warrior. Feel the opening on the left side of the body. Look up or look down. I know your legs might be shaking, but you all look beautiful. Okay, on the next inhale, just straighten the left leg, give it a rest, and arms down. Well done. Put your hands on your waist. And then we'll do triangle pose next. So I want you to just put your left hand on the middle part of your left thigh. Just put it on top here. And then just straighten your right arm up and open your chest up to the sky. Both legs are straight. Left toes pointing to the short edge of the mat. If you're feeling okay here and you want to deepen it, just hinge from the hip and put your hand on your left shin. Chest is still opening to the front, opening towards me. Right arm is reaching up to the sky. You'll feel the opening on the right side of the body. If you want to go deeper, you can put your left hand on the mat in front of your left foot. If you're feeling like you're hunching forward, that means you're going too deep. So you can always go back higher. It's important that your chest is open. Triangle pose. On the next inhale, just slowly lift up. Hands to the waist. Shift your feet. So now the right toes are opening up. Right toes pointing to the short edge of the mat. Left toes are pointing towards me. Right ankle is in line. Right heel is in line with the arch of the left foot. Inhale, extend your arms out on a T. Exhale, bend your right knee into warrior. Look over the middle finger of the right hand. Shoulders are above your hips. You're not leaning forward. You're not leaning back. Right knee is above the right ankle. And feel the outer edge of the left foot pressing on the mat. When you do that, you're activating and strengthening your left leg. Flip the right palm up to face the ceiling. And on the next inhale, reach up and over into Reverse Warrior, opening the right side of the body. Left hand is resting on the left leg. And breathe here. Don't forget to keep the right knee bent. And breathe. Okay, on the next inhale, straighten the right leg, arms down out to the hips. After this, we're going to go into triangle. So the modified version of triangle is you just put your right hand on the top of the right thigh and extend your arm out. Press both feet into the mat to be steady. Both legs are straight. If you're feeling steady here and you want to deepen the stretch, hinge at the hip and put your right hand on your right shin. Opening your chest towards me, left hand reaching up to the sky. Engage the core so you're not curled up. If you want to deepen it further, right hand goes to the floor in front of the right foot. Look up, look forward, or look down, depending on how your neck feels. And just breathe here. Enjoy the opening on the left side of the body. And on the next inhale, just reach up and hands to the waist. Draw your feet together and just shake your legs out a little bit, because you're kind of like working even your ankles, working your feet. All right, now we're going to do horse pose. So put your legs, your feet out a little bit like wider than hip width, and your toes are pointing out. Now I want you to just, on your next exhale, just bend your knees and sink your hips down. Ideally, same level as your knees, but that can be hard. If you're having a hard time, you can put your hands on your thighs just to support you. So keep them here first. So I want you to have both knees above your ankles. I want you to be pushing your knees apart so you feel the stretch. I'll mute you, Loy.
I am sorry.
It's okay. All right, sorry. Everyone's waiting. All right, so stay there. Ideally, your shoulders are still above your hips, but that's kind of hard because that requires a lot of strength. So you can be leaning forward a little bit. If you want to challenge your balance, put your hands in a prayer position. A few breaths here. And then inhale, just straighten your legs. We're not done. On the next exhale, just sink down into horse pose again. Keep your hands on your knees. And then I want you to use your right hand to push your right knee open, sink the right shoulder down, open the chest to the left side, look over the left shoulder, twist. So you might feel some popping in your spine. You'll feel the opening of your right inner thigh, and your spine's enjoying the twist. On the next inhale, go back to neutral. Exhale, push the left knee away with your left hand. Left shoulder sinks down. Chest opens to the right. Look over your right shoulder. And feel the opening on the left inner thigh. While both your thighs are burning. Sometimes I sway. It helps relieve the burning. And then go back to neutral. Straighten your legs. Now your legs are strong enough to get into a balance pose. So just heel toe your feet until they're together. And just look at me first. I'll demonstrate tree pose to you because I don't want you to be looking at me when you're doing tree pose. Okay, so with tree pose, you're going to be standing in the front of your mat. You'll be shifting your weight onto one foot, like on the left foot, for example. Lift your right heel and turn your right knee out. And then you can just rest your right heel on your left leg. And you're already balancing. Put your hands in prayer. That's already tree. You don't have to do it yet. You can just watch me first. Or if you want to do it, you can do it. If you're okay with the balance here, you can lift your entire foot and rest it on your left lower leg. If you're balancing okay here and want to challenge yourself, you can use your hand to draw your right foot up. So your right foot is pressing against your left inner thigh. Your left inner thigh is pressing against your right foot. And you can lift your arms up above your head and you're in tree. Okay, so we'll do that. And then we're not done yet. I'm just demoing, but you're all doing it. Good job. The next pose we're going to do is hand to big toe pose. So after we do tree pose, we're going to lift our knee, hold our knee with our hand, and stay there And then we open it out to the side. That's why we were stretching our inner thighs a lot. If you want to challenge yourself and if you have the capacity, reach from the inner side of your leg, use your hand to hold your big toe and stretch your foot up, straighten, and then opening up to the side. Okay, that was just a demo. Now we're going to do it. Don't be intimidated. There are different stages. All right. So the key to any balancing pose, any standing balancing pose, is to first get very steady in mountain pose. So we'll do mountain pose first. I want you to have both feet together. The bases of your big toes are touching, and your heels are maybe an inch apart. And then I want you, now you will imagine that all four corners of both feet are rooting down on the ground. And by four corners, I mean base of the big toe, base of the little toe, both sides of the heel. All four corners of each foot is rooting down into the mat. Your leg muscles are engaged, so you feel like you're drawing your kneecaps up towards your hips. Once again, engage the core, draw the tailbone down, shoulders down, away from the ears, chest open, ribs are drawn in, chin is drawn back slightly so the back of the neck is long. So remember how your legs and your torso are in mountain pose, because it will help you when you're balancing. Good job. I can see everyone doing well. Everyone with their video on. All right. So from here, shift your weight completely onto your left foot. So imagine the roots on your left foot going even deeper. And then lift your right heel, turn your right knee out. Rest your right heel on your left leg and put your hands in prayer. You're already in tree. The key to balancing in tree pose or in any pose is to focus on one spot that's not moving. So don't look at me now. Focus on one spot, maybe a spot on the floor a few feet away from you, a few feet in front of you, or a spot on the wall in front of you. Focus on a spot that's not moving throughout this entire balancing practice. All right. With your gaze focused on one spot, try to lift the entire foot and rest it on the left leg. If you want to challenge yourself further, use your hand to lift your right foot up to the left inner thigh. Left inner thigh is pressing against the right foot is pressing against the left inner thigh. Right knee is drawing open. And if you want, you can lift both hands up in a V above your head. Beautiful tree pose. If you sway and if you fall, it's okay. Tree sway. If you fall, just go back. It's fine. And breathe here. And then on the next exhale, hands down to your waist, foot down. Good job. All right. So remember, the key to balancing is keep your gaze on one spot that's not moving. Calm your mind. Don't panic. Don't get frustrated. It's okay if you sway. It's okay if you fall. Just go back to the gaze, root your feet, engage your spine, and you'll be fine. Okay, let's do the other foot. So remember, shift your weight onto the right foot. All four corners of the right foot are growing roots down into the mat. Right leg muscles are engaged. Spine is neutral and integrated. Lift the left heel. Turn out the left knee. And then rest the left heel on the right leg. Put your hands in prayer. Keep your gaze on one spot. If you can, lift the entire foot and rest it on the right leg. Knee is opening up to the side. If you want to challenge yourself, use your left hand to draw your left foot against your right inner thigh. Inner thigh and foot are pressing against each other. Chest is open, core is engaged, eyes are focused, right foot rooting down. On the next inhale, you can raise your hands on a V above your head, and you're a tree. And if you fall, just go back. Keep on breathing. Smile, don't be too stressed. And then exhale down. Hands down, foot down. Good job. Okay, next. One more set of balance poses on each side. All right, start in mountain pose again. Remember, you're strong and you're rooted. Shift your weight onto your left foot again. Draw the right knee towards your chest. I'm going to face the side so you can see, right? Draw the right knee towards the chest. You can stay here and just keep your gaze on one spot. If you want to challenge yourself, you can reach from the inside of your leg, grab your right toe with the peace sign fingers, and just straighten your leg in front of you. Don't hunch up, chest is open. Big toe and fingers are pulling against each other. Remember, you can always still have your knee bent and you're holding your knee. And then for the next two breaths, try to open your leg or your knee to the side. I'll face you. And try to keep steady. You can have your knee extended. Focus, breathe, laugh, and just go down to standing. Whew. Do you notice when you're doing standing poses that your ankles and your foot muscles are getting a super awesome workout? All right. Pedal your feet. All right, we'll do the other leg. So start in mountain pose again. Everyone's on the floor, I can see. Start in mountain pose. Root the right foot down onto the mat. Engage the muscles of the right leg. And make sure your spine is strong. Lift the left knee and just hold it with your left hand. Balance here. You can grab your toe from the inside and straighten your leg if you want. And open the leg out to the side. Don't forget to breathe. If you stop breathing, you'll lose your balance. Remember, you can also have your knee bent. Core is engaged, eyes are focused, foot is rooting. And then just slowly, well done. Good job. Okay. I want now just stand in mountain pose again. You can have your feet like hip width apart or even wider. Stand in mountain pose. Engage the spine, shoulders down, and just close your eyes here. And just feel the effects of the balance poses. Just keep your eyes closed, stay in mountain pose. I want you to check in with how you feel right now. Do you feel frazzled or frustrated? Or do you feel calm and steady? I feel a little bit of both when I'm doing balance poses. And when my mind is scattered and not focused, I have a harder time. So with balance poses, you will learn to focus your mind and your eyes. You learn to calm your mind. You learn to engage all the muscles in your body. And you learn to adjust as well because, you're never actually completely still. You're always trying to balance and regain your balance. And if you fall, you can always just go back again, right? And if you sway, it's okay, tree sway. And it's very much like our life with God, like our walk in faith. We need to focus our eyes on Him, focus our lives on Him, Like our feet are rooting down on the mat, we need to be rooted in God's word. Our whole being is engaged. And sometimes we bend, sometimes we sway, sometimes we fall when we lose our focus, but we can always get back up again because God is always there. We can always go back, refocus on Him, reroute ourselves, and go back into the life that He wants us to live. So open your eyes and stay where you are. I'm just going to turn to the side so you see me. And then from here, with your feet hip width apart, I just want you to bend your knees and melt your torso forward until your belly and chest are resting on your thighs. Arms are dangling down. If you want, you can clasp your elbows. So the hands are clasping the opposite elbows. And your torso and neck are just dangling down and heavy. You can sway from side to side. Just kind of relaxing your back, relaxing your torso after being completely engaged in the balance pose. Feet are still rooted. If you want to stretch the backs of your legs, you can slowly press your knees straight or just keep them bent. And just stay heavy. Enjoy this inversion, sway from side to side. Okay, now bend your knees as much as you want to. Place both hands on the mat and just draw your knees down until they're on the mat. And you're kneeling down. Okay. I want you to have your toes tucked in so your heels are high. The soles of your feet are facing the back wall. Feet and knees are hip width apart. And then, this is not as easy as it looks. I just want you to draw your hips down, draw your tush, your bum down, and sit on your heels. How does that feel? Do you feel the stretch in the backs of your feet? If it hurts too much, you can lean forward and get the weight off. But we hardly ever stretch our feet. So if you can, tuck the toes under, heels up, and sit on your heels. And just feel the stretch on the backs of the feet. It looks easy, but for me, it's quite painful. For other people, it's fine. You actually use your foot muscles and your ankle muscles a lot in balancing poses. So it's good to give them a stretch. Okay, now lift your hips back up again. Once again, knees are hip width apart. And we're going to do camel pose. You remember we did this last week? So camel pose is the only back bend, the only like heart chest opener that we're going to do today. So in a kneeling position, hips are above your knees. Just put your hands on your lower back. Fingers are pointing down. And then use your hands to push your hips forward so they're on top of your knees. Elbows are drawing towards each other at the back so you feel your shoulders and your chest opening. Draw the tailbone down, engage the core, engage the muscles of the legs. Inhale, reach your chest up and your chin up while drawing your shoulders away from the ears and your elbows towards each other. This is the first stage of camel pose. Feel the opening in the front of your body. If you want, you can lean back and rest your hands on your heels and push your hips forward, chest opens to the ceiling, chin reaches up. If this is too difficult for you, you can always stay up and just open your chest from there. Breathe a little bit. And on the next inhale, just tuck your chin in and lift up. Untuck the toes, tops of the feet are on the mat. Sit on your heels and pour your torso over your legs Rest your forehead on the mat in child's pose. Hands are by your legs. Arms are by your legs, hands by your feet, palms facing up. Feel your shoulders melting towards the mat, just stretching the back. If you're feeling a bit frenzied during the balance poses, this is a great time to just calm the mind and just notice your breath. Okay, now place your palms on the mat under your shoulders and just push yourself up to sitting. Good job. And then swing your, just rest your hips on one side and swing your legs forward. Cool. You see me doing this because I have some junk in my trunk. So I want to kind of like ground my sit bones into the mat. So feel the sitting bones just kind of rooting down into the mat. Your ankles are flexed, toes are pointing up, muscles of the legs are engaged. So when you engage the muscles of your legs, you can see your kneecaps moving up towards your hips. Once again, keep the integrity of the spine. So engage the lower abdomen. Tailbone is melting down, shoulders away from the ears, chest open, chin back. And you can press the palms of your hands on the floor to strengthen your arms. Once again, this looks like an easy pose, but actually it engages all your muscles. Breathe here. This is called staff pose. Chest open, just breathing. Okay, good job. Now bend your right knee. Right foot is flat on the floor. Put your right hand behind your right hip. Fingers pointing back. So it's supporting your torso. Inhale, reach the left arm up above your head. And exhale, twist to the right side and just hug the right knee with your left arm. You're looking over your right shoulder. Draw the chin back a little bit so the back of the neck is still long. Left leg is still engaged. So your left leg is strong, toes pointing up. If you want to deepen the twist, you can get your left elbow and put it outside the right knee and use the left elbow to draw your twist deeper. You can continue hugging the knee for an easier twist. Left leg out active, chest opening, core engaged, breathing. Exhale, undo the twist and straighten out the right leg. We'll do the other side. So left knee bent, left foot flat on the floor. Left arm is behind you, propping yourself up. Fingers are pointing to the back of the mat. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Spine gets long. Exhale, twist to the left side and hug your left knee with your right hand. Feel the twist all the way through the spine. Look over your left shoulder. Right leg is still strong, right toes pointing up. If you want to deepen the twist, put your right elbow to the outside of the left knee and use the elbow to push against the knee and deepen the twist. Don't forget to breathe. People stop breathing when they're twisting. Draw the chin back to keep the neck long and just enjoy the twist. On the next inhale, untwist and straighten the legs out again. Okay, we have time. So I want you now to bend both knees and slowly go to lying down. We're going to be lying down so you can adjust your your phone or your iPad or your laptop. So either grab the backs of your knees, backs of your thighs with your hands, and gently, vertebra by vertebra, roll down. Or if you want to engage your core more, reach the hand out and slowly, slowly, whew, be down to lying. All right. One last pose. No, let's do two poses before we finish. I want you to cross the right leg so the right ankle is resting on the top of the left thigh. I'm gonna turn around so you can see me, hopefully. Yeah, so it's in a figure four position. We did this the last time, I think. And then I want you to just lift the left knee, sorry, and draw it closer to you. And you'll feel the stretch on the outer side of the right hip. If you want to, you can loop your hands through, grab the back of your thigh, and pull the left thigh closer to you, feeling the stretch on the right outer hip. Try to push the right knee away from you and keep the right foot flexed. And breathe. Exhale, put the legs down. Switch to the other side. So do a figure four position with the left leg, left ankle resting on the top of the left thigh, of the right thigh. Flex the left foot and just draw the right knee closer to you, stretching the outer side of the left hip. If you want to, you can loop your hands through, clasp the back of the right thigh to draw your right knee closer to you. Keep the left foot flexed. Try to push the left knee away from your body and enjoy the opening on the left outer hip. Very good. Okay, draw back down again. And we're going to do one of my favorite poses called Happy Baby. So draw your knees close to your chest. Lift your feet so the soles of the feet are pointing towards the ceiling. This looks really funny. I can see myself. And then grab the outer edges of the feet with your hands and just try to push your feet down, and so your knees are drawing down to the sides of your torso. Happy baby. If you want, you can roll from side to side and feel the stretch in your hips and on your lower back. Hey. This is a great stretch for the lower back. If you want to stretch the back of the legs, you can straighten one leg, straighten the other leg, and just play around. Or if you really want to work on your leg flexibility, you can straighten both legs out in a V. One last breath. And just let go of the feet, and stretch out into everyone's favorite pose, corpse pose, or final resting pose. So this is the last pose that we're going to do. Extend your legs out straight, feet wider than your hips, feet flopping to the side, arms extended out to your side, hands a bit away from your body, palms up. Sorry, just wiggle all you want, kind of like, so you're in a completely relaxed pose. And once you're settled, just stay there and don't move. Close your eyes. Let go of the breathing. Breathe naturally. With every exhale, feel your body getting heavier and heavier. Feel your muscles melting away from your bones. Stay in corpse pose. Keep your eyes closed. And I'd like to go back to the verse that we started with. But blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. They will be a tree planted by the water that sends out its roots by the stream. It does not fear when heat comes. Its leaves are always green. It has no worries in a year of drought and never fails to bear fruit. I'd like to say a prayer over us while you continue to relax in corpse pose. So, Father God, thank you so much for the chance for a family to get together and to move a bit and breathe a bit and enjoy and meditate on your word. Thank you for the reminder to keep our eyes focused on you, to keep our feet, our lives rooted in your word, and to draw nourishment from your living waters. Thank you, Lord God, that even if we fall, we lose our balance, even if we stray from the path, we can always go back because you never let go of us. We can always just go back, refocus on you, root ourselves in your word, and be back in community with you. Thank you for always being here for us. And we offer our lives to you. We fix our gaze on you. In your Son, Jesus' name, I pray. Amen. I'll leave you there in corpse pose for another minute or two so you can just relax and breathe. And I'll let you know when it's time to leave corpse pose. Okay, now come back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Draw your feet together, stretch your arms above your head. If you want, you can lean your arms and legs to one side like a banana and stretch one side of the body. I don't know what this is called. I call this banana pose. And then lean on to the other side. Stretch the right side, that other side of the body. And then go back to neutral. Draw your knees to your chest and roll over to one side. Curl up in a fetal position. You can rest your head on the lower arm. And then use the upper arm, plant the palm down, and push yourself up. into seated. Slowly push yourself up into a seated position. And we're done. Thank you for joining me.